Usually, I don't care too much what other people think. But you know, we're a connected species, we're social creatures, and I've been pretty insane out here in the desert with little social interaction compared to usually lately. I do to some extent care, of course, what people think about my art, or I wouldn't post it. There is actually the hope that one day I might 0.001% chance be able to monetize this or make a career out of it, because this is the type of stuff I like to do, be creative, and that brings me to, I think, 85-ish% of people, as of right now, who are like aware of AR publicly have a pejorative connotation of it. Like if they have a shitty idea of it, you're a poser, it's theft, you didn't really contribute, it's a waste of resources, you're just running this stuff on your own, it's less interesting, less effort was inherently put into it, impossible. And I guess I just crystallized. Also, the theft part is really what those people probably think of AI artists in general as someone who's excited they found a way to plagiarize, but the entity they're plagiarizing is so spread out. It's like how someone is more likely to get caught if they rob a bank or 7-Eleven than if they are not necessarily more likely to get caught. Like the risk versus reward is probably better than some sort of CEO's son, like embezzling from the company and it's a cent from every shareholder type of thing. You guys know, like I put a lot of effort into most of these videos. I mean, actually not a single thing I posted here has no input from me, obviously. I won't go so far as to say that I think there's a spectrum for everything in this world pretty much. And the spectrum for AR and effort putting goes all the way from, if you go to Midjourney and type in dog poop, it'll make a series of really good, you say dog poop, abstract art, and it will do like well-balanced rule of thirds compositions that like would take a human a while to do and make it look that good. And the point I'm making is you didn't put that much creativity into typing dog poop, and then people are aware that's possible, so they say it's like ordering a pizza. That's all you did, like you're not an artist, you just ordered a pizza. That is a possibility of AR also to go to the extreme. Like that allows me to go to the extreme on the other side, right? The other extreme is you've already spent 700 hours trying to fix a 1-second artifact in a 10-minute and a 10-hour album you made. And you tried all these programs, everyone's aware. You're using audio programs. You haven't everyone's aware instruments exist, right? You can't actually do it all on your own. This album is not even possible. The way you're perceiving it, and everyone's used it being this way. No one's complaining that guitars exist, right? You're still an artist and you want to fix a 1-second blip. Oh, turns out this new program's gonna make me do it. Oh no, you touched AI to fix a second, therefore you're not an artist. Like you see how that's stupid, but that's what you did. You took it all the way to the extreme. Now to be fair, there are actually millions of people shitting out AI slop as I speak. So, and it's just the point is, don't tell me how much effort I'm putting into my artwork in general based off a very low amount of effort that you put into judging a book by its cover. Is like the whole thing is just so ironic and annoying, and it's like, here I'm doing my best to prove I have some modicum of, here in this case, visual, artistic talent, always maintain my lyrical talent, like being a poet and like, I guess, rapper with a bad voice when I like, maybe I could learn it to spit bars on stage in front of 1,000 people and not fuck it up one day, but I don't think I could do that today. But I think I'm in 100 out of 100 lyricists. Shoot me, like I think even saying that is like, I'm a very new, I try to be a nuanced person, okay? When I don't think I'm as good as Harry Mack or basically anyone is it, infinitely actually freestyling off the dome quickly without hiccups. I've never seen better than him. I don't really know how you could get that much better than him. I mean, what are you gonna put more quadruple entendres in there and shit? Like his rhymes are all like satisfactory and it goes ridiculously fast and he never screws up. I mean, maybe he doesn't upload the video, but like he just seems to be able to go on forever. So my claim is that I can do it almost as fast, give me a tiny bit of space to write, and I can do the same thing, but I may or may not have more of an ability to put like interesting concepts and like more inventive phonetic shit in there. I've only ever listened to one of his like pre-made songs, and I even turned it off. Like, I mean, needed to be completely honest, because I was like, the same thing. There's some Asian dude on YouTube who's a really similar vibe, where he's like literally a genius at like messing around with musical instruments and like studio editing type stuff. He can make any song out of like tapping your carrot noises and shit, but like I've never once, and he's made, I'm sure he's claimed to have and released in hundreds of songs, and I probably listened to like, I don't know, like 10 of them over time, and I've never liked any of them. They fucking suck. Like, he has no originality at all. It's really funny, but I cannot fucking sure, it's arrogant, but I truly can't imagine the shit that I would be capable of if I like Matrix downloaded his life, determined knowledge base for like all this like logic and like, you know, there's different things that go into like how good is this person at making an end result product. I'm gonna think peas, and like there's the RPUs, even as festive as I be or not. Like there's plenty of cover beans, so be palms that take up beans and how at events hotel can so
Edgar Allan Poe be a trifling hoe.
Just make most what we need to say means they all. Because never think of any fake beardos that what's going on on the laptop. I'm sure
trifling hoe till the end, no pretend. Edgar Allan Poe be a trifling hoe. Trifling hoe till the end, no pretend.
Why do your maids
Imagine that all these people have seen like everything's a remix on YouTube. Or like there's lots of iterations. See, there's iterations of that as well, but like the 4-chord acts of evil, 4-chord thing we're all where all the hit songs are basically the same. Like it feels, again, I'm going back to everything's a spectrum, right? There's only a few base colors that you can mix to all the other colors that we're like 4 eyeballs out of. There's like basically 12 musical notes, although you can go in between them, blah, blah, blah. And it goes both ways. You could like chess and pool. It gets infinitely complicated from a bass setup. You could make infinite songs that are infinitely different. But we have like tendencies and patterns emerge for human beings, and there's like certain things we find aesthetic and pleasing, and it has a certain amount to do with evolution and blah, blah, blah. Look, let's go back to the main point in my fucking bio. It says I'm using air. It even trying to explain to you like how much of it is coming to eat on you train fast stupid. It's bara people må massen som är like lägga in these hubsy videos and you get some credit if you want yes. Would you like it seems they sit and pass but maybe people that were go through and he act look at me I dream and I'm simply me like oh we're staying with this shaking out and this can spoke seems to be anything this swap don't bit tough to say but okay. But since I'm gonna fake it diet as and shit and everything it carved is I tried current with them just that's just like poor foot loses people aren't against just like being like read I'm taking credit for for whatever drone mag whatever my after ping for everything you're trying to whatever it is that you're Kenny and and trying to have a dance just I don't seem to feel visuals. This video is new. You went outside to find the use auto to like this one you courage you give these auto to ones that you've given Steve and beers so you use auto tendencies we use about current layer do who you could ill it. We wanted artists skilled it on figure that up stop picturing to deep in the same with some of the desire of thousands songs to Spotify they the pincher they mix in the Queen science pop into this head to be accusing me of some of these things. Your stop me and slide on these behind it was interesting about baking. You was really some of these things that AI know it calls you honest person before AI came out as a great tool for all them and I don't know half of these things that was used before AI came out of Q but really stuff of being a Q if in the way in this data and situation was kind of inheritance. Yeah, ever since then I've just like also of course they're security gained by things like having sex and realizing like you take everything for granted in life and just as you become more as you grow older you tend to get more secure in your own shoes like all these relationships float away and you're like why did I even care? The point is I'm really on so at no point in my life have I claimed to have a very good end result voice if I record myself. I've never claimed to be comfortable on stage. I've never claimed to be an extremely good illustrator like especially if we're talking about like photorealistic versus abstract but a lot of these things by the way like I am better at than like 80, 90, 95% of people. I don't know what percentage of people have ever tried seriously drawing something for the realistic more than a couple times. It's like I'm way more confident that I could one day learn to be a gold medalist in Olympic curling and sprinting for obvious reasons. In fact I actually literally think I would be a really good curler because I'm good at like self-shuffleboard bowling, what's the other snowed angly stuff, pool, that's the most obvious one I was forgetting. I'm really good at that stuff. It involves like finesse and like guesstimating and adjusting based off the honestly I think I'm good at anything that involves estimating. Like I could have been
Edgar
so
Allan Poe
fucking
being
loaded at
Trifling
this
Ho.
point if it wasn't for the
Trifling
most
Ho
minute
till the
bullshit with the
end,
stock
no
stuff that
pretend.
happened recently. I don't know. Look man, I'm open about my faults and I'm open about the things that I'm good at and I'm just open about me. You don't have to care. I guess my main point is that if everyone was just shitting on the end results it would feel bad, but at least it would feel like you're entitled to your opinion. But when people write me off based on I feel like yet 1,000 of another 1,000 jaws an example in my life of being punished for being honest, like to go back to that like front and center. I'm like hey guys I use AI. Okay, here's the point. I wanted to make this point before I started and I finally got to it. You guys are so fucking dumb. It's you realize AI is very much at the point where I could have hidden it from you. You don't think I can have a consistent voice and just pretend it's my voice, not mention AI at all and have non-A music videos or just more compelling AI music videos at this point, like, or I don't know, like cartoon ones where it's always the same style and I say animated it, like it's actually getting easier and easier to lie and then you guys are dunking on the guy who's like, hey I made this using AI, what do you think? Or what's I mean the parts that I did, dude.
I mean the parts that I did. Do you really think I want you to pat me on the back because a 6-second clip in one of the 3-minute videos I made is cool and trippy? I mean, even that video, I wrote like poetic shit in to try and get it to be different than usual between this frame and this frame, like adhering to this part of the song or whatever. Like there was a lot of thought put into that 6-second clip, but no, I don't want that much credit for that. I want to get credit for the compiling, the editing, the lyrics, the parts that I did. That's what I, as a reasonable human being, would like credit for. If you like the thing, which you don't even know because you have a closed mind.
Fucking idiot. I determined with extremely little thought put into it that this person put extremely little thought into all of his artwork.
Time to reel
Now
in
I
this
will
big
judge
catch.
him as
Whoa,
an artist
easy
or
there,
alleged
big
artist
fella.
with extremely little thought
Gotcha.
put
That's
into
how
it.
you fish.
I'm gonna say what everyone else / all my friends are saying about AI art. It's very unoriginal. You'd have to be a conformist to use AI art. It's a good thing Machine Gun Kelly took that fastball song and then changed the lyric to I only mean to do bad things to you. The actual corniest lyrical change of all time in the history of covers or whatever. And by the way, that has absolutely no bearing on Rap Devil as a song. And I'm not saying you're all fans of mumble rap or like the seventh generational iteration of If I Was a Rich Man from Fiddler on the Roof that someone is making money off of. But if a non-zero amount of you are dunking on me for being unoriginal because of AI, but then like bob your head to that shit and support it with engagement, that would be incredibly annoying and hypocritical. And it's definitely true that at least one of you does, obviously. And then, I mean, my ex-girlfriend didn't know that Machine Gun Kelly completely and utterly ripped off that Fastball song and made it worse for no reason. Like the new Willy Wonka, Charlie in the Chocolate Factory, whatever movie. Like they do that sometimes. The old one was a classic and the new one sucks balls. Why did they even attempt to touch the old one? Like just show your kids the old one. But you know what? The thing that always comes back to is, did they give it credit? And what is the ratio of how much they put into it versus how much they quote unquote stole? How derivative is it? Obviously, the cringiest thing you can do is completely rip off someone else's work, like just trade watermarks where you didn't actually do any of it, and then claim ownership, and then fight tooth and nail that you made it. Then on the other end of the spectrum, there's this, I don't remember his name or anything. He wasn't chasing fame, that's the point. One Dave Portnoy pizza review guy didn't want to, like, he had to do it in secret. There's this dude who like painted this girl he was obsessed with for like decades, and they just discovered like 100 paintings in his basement or something of her, which is like super dope in a creepy, artsy kind of way. That, you know, that there's no thirst for validation there. It's just doing it as an outlet. Anyway, at the end of the day, I understand the psychology of being willing to pay more for a one-off painting that you know for a fact someone spent 300 hours doing than some videos that anyone can access that I evidently am pumping out sometimes multiple a day. So it obviously can't be like I spent 300 hours on them. But, you know, the world is a complicated place. And most of the time you're saying such a simplistic, stupid, reductionist thing. Like if you're going to if you come across a new person's YouTube or Instagram profile and it's just like exploding color and different thumbnails everywhere, and then I imagine the haters, they can tell it's AI because I'm not like hiding it. Like 30 seconds in, maybe they look at a second video and then they do their stupid hateful comment, and it's like, did they bother reading the bio where I admit to the AI? Did they bother paying attention to anything other than the AI? Any transitions, any lyrics? Like, I mean, art is subjective, but I doubt someone could comb through everything I've ever done and with intellectual integrity say I've not done anything artistically interesting. Nothing. I mean, maybe I'm batting 100, but like maybe I'm batting .001. But I'm going to agree with Rick Rubin here. Notoriously successful artists, or at the very least tangential to artists, like a gargantuan figure in the music industry who made the great point that saying someone's a bad artist is like saying someone's a bad monk. You either identify as a monk or an artist or not. And like other people can respond to what you're doing, but like you don't get to dictate if someone else is an artist or not. And this has been debated through the ages and generations already. Like, you shouldn't have to prove the point with a banana on a wall, which is, you know, I think a little bit farther on the end of the spectrum of like statement versus effort than the stuff that I do. Some of these videos I am spending all day on, and then I get a judgment, seemingly from someone who made a snap judgment in 8 seconds. Like once they saw a couple clips and they're like, oh, these are for sure AI. Let me just make my comment now. Like, how can you not see the irony in that, man? Anyway, the parts where it, again, ironically became gibberish because AI currently has limitations. For instance, like, say I put out a 3-minute music video that I'm proud of. You know, I'm sure there's, like, secret programs and there are, like, really high, expensive tiers of stuff I'm unaware of. But as far as I know, your maximum amount of time per clip generated is, like, 6, 10, 15 seconds on, like, standard apps. There's maxes to the resolution. And in this case, like, I started with like a 9-minute rant, which if I wanted it to become not gibberish, I would have had to do it in like, because there's like a 5,000 character limit in Suno. So I would have had to do like 7 different iterations, which is going to be like changing the style. And it's just, I pride myself, I've always prided myself as an artist, as a chef. I pride myself as a chef on someone who can open the fridge and throw together a nutritious, efficient meal in 12 minutes that tastes pretty good using the smartest stuff to use, like the getting gross mushrooms or whatever, right? And that's how I like to feel versatile. I like to connect things. Like, AI is just essentially a leap forward in collaging, and it's admittedly ridiculously hard or impossible to keep track of where the influence came from. But again, that's just because it's basically becoming a really good a really fast human assistant, because human beings, like, sure, if you ask like Justin Bieber, like, who are your musical influences, he can spit out like 3 of the biggest ones, but at the end of the day, it's like every single sound that he's ever heard when he's like coming up with a new idea. You can't keep track of that, of inspiration, of strokes of genius, of muse or whatever. And I mean, while I'm making these videos, you know, it's just like the same thing as like every time I watch a video, I can, if I wanted to, I could, or sometimes when I don't want to, I come up with theoretical changes or edits. Like the piece is only done when you say it's done, and especially when you put it out there, then you have to do version 2 or like cringy re-releases or whatever. Like, anyway, I could rant forever if you can't tell. And again, I ranted. So the parts that I cut out were basically like, obviously, if you have any understanding of who I am through me or my art, which is very expressive, I have no issue magically, omnisciently giving 12% and then 8% and then 0.00001%. It probably is mostly like ridiculous amount of O's at this point with the AI. Like it's hard to imagine even numerically putting a value on it, but like in theory, the percentages of how many pieces went into like how it conceptualized what it spits out for you, it's like, you know, it might as well be infinite for our human brain. So it's cool. I like to play around with that, and I don't see the issue with it as long as you don't hide that. I really don't understand how there's so much animosity for the people that aren't hiding it. Super weird.